Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, we'll take a look at the Soulforge and tell you what I think is good and bad in there this week. Also, I'll be taking a look at this latest glory troop, the Arcane Sabercat. Let's take a look. Silverglade Ultra Rare. Creates a mix of 12 red and purple gems, enchants all red allies, and burns all red enemies. Best two traits are Mana Shield, immune to Mana Burn, Mana Bane, and Mana Steal, which is good. And Spell Armor, reduced damage from spells by 25%. So two pretty decent traits there. But the spell leaves a lot to be desired. Creating a mix of 12 red and purple gems is not a lot. Just on that amount alone, it's just as likely to set up the enemy as it is you. And the fact that the second part of the spell, burn all red enemies, to get the most out of that you have to be fighting a red team. And you create red, and you're as likely to set them up as it is to help you. Not great. And enchant all red allies. You have to have other red allies in your team, and he's not one of them to benefit from that. So yeah, I don't see that as very good at all. 4 out of 10, mate. Sorry. Not good at all. But pick it up anyway, because it's going to give you another troop, which when you get to a mythic level, is going to aid your power level kingdoms in the long run. Also can grab some Spores of War while we're here. Grab 10 of them if you have the excess glory. Always good to have a bit more gold, more souls, more event keys, and the lovely more treasure maps. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let's take a look in the Soulforge though and see what's in there this week. Start with the weapons. Not going to go over all the ones that are here all the time, like Broken Guard, Shattered Blade, etc. They are in my Soulforge extra video, where I go over all the things that are here on a constant basis. Just take a look at the new ones. First up is Nature Sword. Deal magic-based damage to the first enemy. Deal triple damage if they use brown mana. So obviously way more effective against brown mana using troops, and does have a really nice upgrade, which is Tangling. When you cast this, you're going to entangle the top troop. So not a bad weapon if you're fighting brown enemies, but not essential. Crystal Point. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by Silverglade allies. Then create a mix of 6 yellow and purple gems for each Silverglade ally. So you need a full Silverglade team to benefit from the most of that mana gen. And make sure at least a couple of them use yellow or purple. Otherwise you're not going to get any mana from it, because it uses green and red but generates yellow and purple. But otherwise, not too bad. And again, a nice upgrade there. Enchanting. When you cast this, it's going to become enchanted, so it gets ready to do it again a lot quicker. Doomed Mask. Give magic +1 life to all allies, +2 per tempering level as a boost. Then give 5 mana to all the other allies, not yourself. If the enemy has a doom, give 4 more mana. And give 2 magic to all allies for each blue enemy. Don't actually like it that much. Much more prefer the damaging doom weapons, but hey, it's not too bad if you've got someone in your team which does damage based on life to your allies or things like that. And, you know, life is life, it's alright, but it's just not one of the better ones for me. Runestone of Silverglade. Remove all purple gems with no effect. They're just taking away. Then deal magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by the amount of gems removed. If the enemy is from Silverglade or the battle is in Silverglade, deal double damage. So it's kind of the anti-Silverglade weapon. Very effective against Silverglade troops that like purple. Ethereal Shield. Give magic +1 armor and barrier a random ally for every daemon enemy. So for when you're fighting daemons, it's alright, but there are still better things out there. Collectible more than anything. Wild Orb, another very collectible weapon for me. Create 3 to 8 wild cards with various multipliers. So just too much randomness going on in that for me. If you create 3 wild cards, the chances are you're going to set up the enemy even 4. If you create the higher end, 7 or 8, it may work in your favour. It may work on your favour on other numbers, but yeah, it's one of those ones which is almost as likely to work against you as it is to do you any favours. Not a fan of that kind of thing. Don't like relying on luck for my weapon casts. Emerald Blade. Explode magic +1 of purple gems. Grant a random status effect to all Silverglade allies. Then summon a Silverglade troop. So a explodey summoning weapon. Very, very good indeed. Like it. What else we got? Canis' Blade. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy If Arcanus is on my team, enchant myself. So more collectible than anything. There's way better weapons than that out there. Nothing special about that. And yeah, that is it. These are more powerful Silverglade weapons. Right, let's take a look at the troops. Let's look at the mythics first. Same as before. I'm not going to go over all the ones that are here all the time. They're in my Soulforge extra video, which will be in a link in the description below. So who's the first mythic? Oh, we have Faerie Gobmother. Gains an extra turn and either creates 2 to 3 wish gems or deal magic +1 damage to all enemies boosted by wish gems, or give magic +1 life to all other allies boosted by wish gems. So normally I don't like these things that do one thing or the other, but this is actually pretty good. And with the extra turn, it makes it absolutely thoroughly worthwhile, because damage to all is damage to all. Life is life, which is pretty good. And what's the other one? Create 2 to 3 wish gems, but the fact you get the extra turn is good. And wish gems are more likely to go in your favour than they are against you. So I do actually like the Faerie Gobmother. Quite a fun troop there. Next up we have the Flame of Anu. Does magic based damage to the first 2 enemies, boosted by burning and faerie-fired enemies at a ×5 ratio. Nothing good about that. 24 mana cost for that is quite high. Yeah, pretty lame. Champion of Gaard. Cool troop this. I actually quite like it a lot, even though I rarely use it. Gains a large amount of armor, and if there's 13 or more skulls, give double the armor. Then create a mix of 22 blue and red gems. It does use red itself, so it can actually self-charge and repeat that cast, which is quite useful. And the traits are cool too. Reduce damage from spells by 50%, reduce damage from skulls by 60%, and all red allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn, which includes himself. If you leave this guy to last sometimes and let it get cast in, and it repeats that a few times, and it keeps on getting that Blessing of Gaard, you got to watch out. It can actually put you in an impossible situation to win, because it just gets more and more powerful every single turn. So quite a fun troop in its own little way. And Jotnar Stormshield. Bit of a disappointing spell this. Magic based true damage to an enemy boosted by barriered allies and giant allies, but even at full boost it's still just not that great. Jotnar, nah, not very good. Let's take a quick look at the Legendary Zen Dullahan. Fun troop this. Does damage to an enemy boosted by ally and enemy deaths, then kill either the first enemy or the first ally. Just, yeah, do you feel lucky? Basilisk. Always like this troop. Deal magic +1 true damage to an enemy. If the enemy is poisoned, deal double damage. Then deal magic +1 true damage again, and if they are stunned, deal double damage. You can stun a random enemy when matching brown gems, and poison enemies when doing skull damage. So yeah, pretty cool troop that. I like old Basilisk. Who else we got? Captain Saltclaw. Magic based heavy splash damage to 2 random enemies boosted by blue gems. So a basic spell there. Does give 2 magic to all rogue allies when matching 4 or more gems though. Void Caller. Interesting little spell this. Choose one, destroy all purple gems and deal magic based damage to the first 2 enemies, or create 12 purple gems and deal magic based damage to the last 2 enemies. And it converts a purple gem to a lycanthropy gem when its turn begins, and starts with 25% mana. Right, but who gets my super coveted amazing mythic of the week? No one particularly amazing here, no one utterly essential, but it's certainly not going to be Flame of Anu. And it's certainly not going to be Jotnar, because it's just not good enough. Champion of Gaard is fun, but basically I hardly ever use it. But Faerie Gobmother is actually pretty fun as well, and pretty useful, especially with those wish gems. So, in a not too fantastic bunch of mythics this week, my mythic of the week goes to the Faerie Gobmother. Not bad at all. Well, there's a video. I'll be back later on with my world event video, the Underspire video, and the Epic Trials video. So a lot going on today, but if you enjoyed this video, found anything useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. Maybe even consider joining. It's a super cheap price for the basic level, the cheapest that YouTube would allow. But there it is. Thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.